Hi guys, welcome to the Pros of Color podcast. I'm Sarah, and you can find me on Ravelry as Sarloz. This is episode 11. I feel like I should have more episodes than that, but the time frame between my episodes are getting longer. I'm having more trouble now finding time to record. It's tougher in the winter for me because I don't have so many places with good lighting. Lighting at my house is horrendous for anything. So I can't really record there. I'm in my boyfriend's room right now, at his place, which is where I spend most of my time anyways. But he doesn't like me to record when he's home. And he doesn't want me recording in here when he's here because he sits on the computer, which is right across from me this way. He doesn't want you guys to hear him. He plays video games, and sometimes the things he says don't sound right out of context. So he doesn't want that to interfere with my podcast, and he doesn't want you guys hearing it. So, which is fine. I understand. Which is why I try to record when I have days off and he doesn't right now. So that's one reason the gap between episodes has been growing. Also, there was a huge delay in episode 10, which I do apologize for. I posted that about 2 weeks after I recorded, which is very unusual. I try to get it up within the week, but I have had some health issues going on, and part of all of that was complete exhaustion. Like, it was a struggle to get out of bed and do my daily stuff. It was to go to work and come home and make dinner. By the time I did all of that, all I wanted to do was lay down and go to sleep, and I was falling asleep 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and sleeping through the night into the morning. Not all nights, but it was very rare if I was up past 7:30 or 8. So I was still going to bed super early. I was already in bed, though, around 6 or 5, and I would just watch TV. I couldn't even knit. I was just too tired to do that. So taking the computer out and uploading the podcast to YouTube, putting it onto my blog with show notes, was a lot more than I could think about and comprehend at the time. So that's why there was a huge delay in that episode, and I do apologize. I don't even know how long it's been since the actual recording of that, because it must have been early March, so it's been about almost a month now. And I don't even have a lot to show you guys, which is mainly because, like I said, I've been so tired and exhausted with these health issues. It's nothing too serious. My doctors aren't concerned about it right now at all, but it was very stressful to begin with, and it's still happening. I'm not tired like I was before, which is great, but I'm still having these episodes of what was ailing me to begin with. So I don't know if it's going to be something to worry about my whole life, if it's something that's going to eventually go away. I was told it just happens sometimes to people. I have actually an extra beat in my heart, and it's not all day, it's just occasionally, but it's uncomfortable when it happens. Like, I can feel more pressure in my chest when it happens, and it's like a flutter, and it sometimes causes me to cough. So it is uncomfortable. The doctors, like I said, aren't concerned. I had a echocardiogram. I went and saw a cardiologist. I had a CAT scan of my chest, and I've had EKGs and everything. I've had all this testing done. Everything has come back normal. I just don't have any explanations on why it's happening. I haven't even looked up online much information about it, and I haven't gotten much information from my doctors. I did not like the cardiologist I saw. She was not one to give much information. She just kind of collected information from me, and she wasn't one to give feedback or anything like that at all. And excuse me, I just wasn't impressed, and I don't have any information. So I need to actually contact my doctor, my primary care doctor, about it. She wasn't available when I needed to go see her, so I was seeing another doctor in the office, and he's the one I'm going to contact about this, because he's the one I was dealing with directly. Because I just want some more information on, I know we have no explanations, but I just want some more advice. He thinks part of it could be because I've been dehydrated. I don't get enough water during the day. Sometimes it's really tough for me, especially working with the population I do, to get a chance to refill water when I run out. I have been making a huge effort, though, since he said that to me, to drink lots of water during the day. And it has been helping a lot with the way I feel. Another possibility is that I could have low potassium, and I found that out by looking online, which actually makes sense because I don't get a lot of potassium in my diet. I don't eat bananas a lot because it's one of those foods that I either love it at the moment or I hate it at the moment. Like, it will make me gag if I'm not in the mood to eat it. So it's something I do need to get in my diet more to begin with. Yesterday I was having a lot of episodes, and I thought I might have to go see the doctor yesterday because it was starting to affect my breathing, and I don't know if that's partly due to the allergies or not, but I had gone to see my mom, because moms know best, right? I don't care how old you are, but there's no one who knows better than mom. So I went and I hung out with her for a few hours last night in case I did need to go up to the emergency room, or to the emergency care for my doctor's office, because I was feeling so off. But the first thing she told me was to eat a banana, which wasn't, I hadn't told her. I had looked up online that potassium helps. That was the first thing she told me. She was, eat a banana, see if that helps stabilize your system, and it made a huge difference. So I think I need to start eating a lot more potassium, or taking like a potassium vitamin or something, I don't know, supplement during the day, because I don't in general get a lot of potassium, and it's really good for your body. So I need to get better with that. So that's kind of what's been going on with me. I want to thank those of you who did contact and ask how I was doing. I really appreciate those messages, and I appreciate that you guys are being patient about the episodes. So thank you for that. And excuse me, I am going to be coughing on and off like that. So if you have headphones, I do apologize if it's loud. I'm actually having an episode right now. I can feel that extra beat. And part of that comes, the cough sometimes. So I do apologize. I actually feel really good today. Other than being a bit congested from allergies, I feel pretty good. I slept a lot better last night than I have the past week, which was nice. So why don't I stop boring you with my health and get into some of my knitting. When I last talked to you, I mentioned I had joined this Mustache Yarn's School of Stash, and I had joined 2 classes. One of them I had joined as a student, which means I was going to be using Mustache Yarn, and it was her Afterthought Heel class. And then I joined the Double Gusset class, heel class, which I joined as a student because I only have one skein of Mustache Yarn, and I wanted to knit a pair of socks for my boyfriend. He's really picky about his socks, and I haven't found a heel that I hadn't, at the time I didn't have a heel that I really like to use for him. I was using a Fish Lips Kiss heel, which he liked, but I felt like I could get something with a better fit. So when I heard about the double gusset, it was something I, have wanted to try for a long time. And when I heard that they were doing a class on it, I wanted to be part of it. So the plan was to knit myself a pair of socks and to knit him a pair of socks. His socks I finished. His socks were my waiting room project, which I didn't do a lot of knitting in the waiting rooms, to be honest. When I'm super stressed out like that, I don't even find knitting to be relaxing. For that, something like spinning is more helpful for me because I get, spinning in general I find is more meditating. So that's really what I need to start doing more when I'm super stressed out like that, but I can't really bring it to the waiting room. I don't have a portable wheel, and I don't have something I'd want to take to a waiting room at a doctor's office. I just would not be comfortable carrying it around and leaving it somewhere while, I don't know, I wouldn't do it. And I don't find spindle spinning very relaxing. It's something that I do enjoy here and there, but it's not relaxing for me like spinning on my wheel is. So I did do some knitting, and I did finish his socks, and I'll show them to you first. Please bear in mind that these socks have had much love since I made them. My boyfriend wears them pretty much every day. He keeps them under his desk so that when he gets home, he can wear them in the evening. And he does wear them to work too. They need to be washed. They don't smell, which is good, which is why I've been putting off washing them, because I feel like he'd be really upset if I washed them and he didn't have a pair of socks to wear. He loves them, and I could not be more pleased with them and his response to them. He is a picky sock wearer, and he likes them to fit his foot snugly, and he likes to have room at his toes, so he likes it snug on all of his foot and then loose at the toes. So I'm still trying to figure out, or I was still trying to figure out a good fit for him, a good pair of needles to use, and he has given me some things about a sock I made him once before. He has suggested certain things about them that he would prefer different. So when I made this socks, I took all that information into consideration, and he had asked for a pair of socks that the stitches were tighter on. So I did these on a size 1 versus my 1.5, which is my go-to for socks for myself. So they're on a size 1. I did a longer cuff for him because the cuff that I made on my Level Up socks that I gave him was just a bit too short. They didn't come up as high as I would like on him. They came kind of to like a low ankle point on him, whereas he would prefer a higher cuff. And this cuff I did, I changed from a 2x2 rib to a 1x1 rib, which is now my go-to for cuffs on socks, even for myself. I like the snugness of it, and I like how it holds up. Every time I do a 2x2 and I wash it, it stretches out so much. It doesn't keep that defined cuff look. Yeah, I was checking out my other sock just to make sure I did a 1x1 on that, and I did. So these actually look great on his feet. They come up at a perfect length of his ankle, just that they come up to like the top of his ankle, and they fit him really nice there. I started off with 70 stitches when I got to the leg, which I didn't leave much of a leg, as you can see. It's mostly all cuff. I increased by 4 stitches to 74 altogether. I did 8 rows, and then Then I started the heel flap. And the heel flap I did according to the pattern. The basic sock with double gusset heel by Christy Payne. She suggests that you do as many rows as you have stitches. So I did that for him, and it's perfect. Fits wonderfully. The double gusset is, I'm not even going to go, I was going to try an OMG heel for him too. I'm not even going to go there with him. I'm just going to keep this double gusset because it works. He was so excited when he put them on. He's like, these feel amazing, and they fit so well. And I don't think I could have gotten better praise from him. I was completely thrilled. And he even liked the toe. I did a round toe. I forget whose pattern I used for it. I did, so basically what I did was, I started the toe a bit later on him than I normally would for myself, because he likes the looseness around his toes. So I did a decrease row, I knit 3 rows, did a decrease row, knit 2 rows, did a decrease, knit 2 more rows, decreased, and then I went for a decrease on every other row until I think I had about 18 stitches or 16 stitches. So I left it still wide on him. And it's perfect. So perfect. So that's this. I used Knit Picks Felici and their Rustic Log Cabin colorway. I'm really upset that they don't have this yarn anymore. But I've stocked up quite a bit on it. But if you have some that you're not going to use and, you know, you're trying to get it off your hands, just let me know. I'll buy it from you. I love this yarn, and I'm all for continuing to put it in my stash. What else did I want to say about this pattern? Christy's the one, I believe, who taught the class too, and her class was wonderful. It was really helpful, and she also put another supplement together for just the heel. So if you had the double gusset pattern in your library prior to March, delete it and go back to the project page, download it again, as well as the supplement PDF file for more information on the heel if you haven't done the heel yet. Because it was really, she has some really great pictures and a little more information on the heel. These sock blocks I got from Tesla Knits on Etsy. I'm pretty sure that's what the shop's name was. I love them. I had originally bought a pair of medium sock blockers off of Etsy, and they work okay for socks for myself. But for my boyfriend, they weren't big enough. So I bought a large, and they're super flexible. They are made out of like this heavy duty kind of like placemat material, plastic. And she has all sizes. She has different colors. And they were like $7. You can't go wrong, guys. I like them a lot. Especially for those of you who just want blockers to take pictures with, buy these because they're really, they got a nice design on them, and they're cheap. Like, don't spend $20 on a pair of sock blockers that you're just going to use for display. It doesn't make sense. If I'm taking a picture, I usually try to hold them like this, or I will do something like this where one will be showing white because they're both cut in the same direction, which is fine. It doesn't bother me. I actually was thinking about buying a second pair. She has mitten blockers too. I think they would actually really make a nice giveaway project, so I might contact her and see if she'd be willing to donate a pair for you guys. I might just buy a medium pair for myself and not use my Knit Picks ones. They're just so thick and bulky compared to these. I really love these blockers. So those are my boyfriend's socks. As you can see, they're a bit stretched out and been worn quite a bit. The bottoms are already, like, you can see they're getting a little fuzzy from him wearing them, which I don't have a problem with. He doesn't have a problem with. And there's my double gusset right there. And then I had joined the Afterthought Heel class. I had some issues though, because I had started, it was my first toe-up pair of socks, and I had decided I wanted to try the Vanilla Bean pattern, which I really like, but I got to the point on where my heel should be, which for me, I do ankle socks, so the sock was almost done, and decided I really didn't like the way they were fitting me. I didn't like the toe, and I just didn't like how they felt on my foot. So I decided to frog them. And I was going to cast on again right away, but that's when I really started feeling awful. So I didn't get a chance to cast on again until the end of March, and I knew there was no way I was going to make the deadline because I had a baby project that I was working on as well. There's just no way. So I decided, because I wasn't going to have it finished in time and wouldn't be able to enter for prizes, that I would go ahead and knit a double gusset heel on these as well instead of an Afterthought heel. The last episode I did express my feelings on the Afterthought heel class, so I wasn't really feeling motivated to do an Afterthought heel again for this particular pattern. Well, this particular yarn, and I know it would have kept my stripes a bit more consistent, but I didn't want to do an Afterthought heel. So I did go with a double gusset because after my boyfriend's praise about his socks, I wanted to try it out for myself. So here's my socks so far. I've got my sorry. I have my heel and my cuff in this Cascade Heritage yarn. It's like a limey spring green, which I love. It's the one I'm using for my Callus Lily cardigan. And I'm going to do the toe in that as well. And I think the way it's working up right now and how much I have left to knit, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do one repeat of all 22 stripes and then put the toe in. That's my plan anyways. Even if it causes like a longer toe, I'm okay with that. And that makes me excited because I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking this might have two color repeat, like two repeats of the colors. I'm not sure. I don't know yardage-wise how that worked out with the stripes, but I might have enough to make a second pair of socks. So this is the Mustache Yarns Perfect Sock Base in her OCD skeins, which is 2 skeins of 50 grams each, with them starting and ending at the same spot so that your stripes will line up. And I really like how they look. I love the look of the double gusset so far, which you can't really see on the sock blocker. Let me see if I can pull it out. No, you can't really see it. My double gusset has more stitches in it than my boyfriend's did. So they're both kind of equally the same size. I really like it. My one thing about these that I'm not too sure about is the heel flap. And this was an issue I came across when the first pair of socks I made with the heel flap, was that I couldn't get the length right for myself. Following the theory of same amount of rows, same amount of stitches works out great for my boyfriend, not so much for me. I think I'm going to have to start cutting my heel flap short. I don't think it'll be too much of a problem, especially if I end my sock just a few rows short. It'll kind of stretch the bottom out a little so that it won't be a little bunched at my heel. But I think it's just a couple rows too long. It's a little smidge baggy right here. So I'm just going to end my sock a smidge short and see if that helps. I love it so far. I think it looks great. I do feel kind of bad that I wasn't able to finish the class on time and follow through with my plan of doing the afterthought heel. But I don't feel super guilty because I am doing one of the class heels. So that's my sock, and I really enjoy how it's coming out. And both those socks are just plain stockinette. I like the vanilla bean pattern, and I do want to knit it again. For like a different pair of socks though, I think I might use it with some Felicia yarn where the stripes are thicker. It looked pretty on the Kama Sutra, and I've seen other people's Kama Sutra using vanilla bean. I just feel like the stripes though were just a smidge too short. There's a lot going on with the vanilla bean pattern, I felt. So those are the two socks I've been working on, and I did most of this last week when I was feeling better. These I did finish on time, but because it's an audit, I can't participate in the prizes. What else? I've been working on Baby Vertebrae, and that's a pattern by Kelly Brooker. Those of you who are familiar with my projects and the podcast know I have made several of these. And when I say several, I mean this is my sixth one probably. The one that I made, the last one I made, was for a fundraiser for autism. And the winner was actually a girl I work for. And she's super excited. I think she's given the sweater and the gift, that basket that she won, which has a handmade quilt from our speech therapist mom. It has my sweater and my hat, and along with some other baby stuff. She plans, I think, giving that to her sister-in-law, or she might be keeping it for herself for the future. She has been doing a lot of baby talk lately, talking about babies. One of the girls that we work with, I have known for a bit that she's been pregnant. She's part of my knit night. She has just recently come out to work, letting them know that she's expectant and won't be back next year to work with the students, which I'm actually really sad about, but I completely get why she's doing it, and I'm super excited that she gets to be able to stay home and take care of her little one. She finds out in a couple weeks what she's having, and once she finds out, I'll start doing some knitting for her. I kind of have this sixth sense with pregnancies. Like, I just know what people are having and when they're expectant. Like, before they even announce it or even get pregnant, I know they're next. You know, it's kind of weird. I don't know what it is. It's not always accurate, but I have to say about like 90% of the time I'm right when it comes to who I think is going to be having a baby, who is pregnant, and who is, like, what they're going to be having. So the first girl on knit night who was expectant, I was convinced she was having a boy from the very get-go, and I made her the Baby Vertebrae in green, and those are her favorite colors too, which was nice, and green can be gender neutral, in case I was wrong, but I knew she was having a boy, and she is having a boy, so it's perfect. But this other girl, I'm not sure what she's having. I'm convinced it's a girl, and I first thought it was a girl, and then I was like, actually, maybe it's a boy. Now I'm back to it being a girl. I think it's going to be a girl, but I'm not going to start knitting until I find out, because I know what her tastes are, and I'd really like to knit her something really girly if she's having a girl. So I'm not going to do baby knit until I find out. But this Baby Vertebrae that I'm making is for another woman I work with, for our OT specialist. She's super sweet, and she's expecting a little girl in the end of this month. Don't know if she's going to make it to a due date. She was late with her first child. Excuse me. But she looks like she's about to go any moment. And I know I met her when she came back from maternity leave with her son. So I didn't really see her during her pregnancy, but I know she was pretty big during it because she's short. I'm 5 feet 1 inch, and she's a good few inches shorter than I am. She's got to be around 4'11" maybe. So she's tiny. She's this little tiny gal, and her stomach dropped so much this past week. I know that's not a real indication that they're gonna go soon, but she looks done. Which I know it's no indication, but I'm afraid she's going to go early, so I'm trying to get this baby vertebrae done as soon as possible. This one has been taking me a lot longer than the ones I've done in the past, just because I'm not knitting on it constantly. And I actually have to frog back some of it. I'll show you what I have so far. So here's the back. And I'm just going to leave short sleeves on it. And you can see that the outline on it, the collar, is going to be like this dark. It's actually, this is showing up as a crimson on the screen. It's actually more pink. It's like a deep pink raspberry, which I love. Love, love. I've had this yarn in my stash since I started knitting, and I've used it for different things over the years as accent color on several things, and I'm finally done with it. Unfortunately, I ran out halfway through my collar, and I did play yarn chicken. I knew I probably wouldn't make it, but I wanted to see. And I just did a really small rib section on the bottom, and I was going to do a small rib section for the collar and outline, but it's not happening. I don't have enough yarn, and I went to Joann's and I went to Michael's looking for this color, and they didn't have any. It's just Karen Simply Soft, so I was hoping to be able to find it, but they must not carry it during this season. I saw a lot of light pinks and a lot of lighter blues out there, but I didn't see any darker colors, so I might have to wait. I'm really bummed. I really like that pop of color. I have some other pinks that I've held up to it, and I just don't like them. Like, I like this one. So I am going to frog the collar, and I'm going to frog this ribbon, and I'm going to finish this ribbon. I'm going to make it wider. I'm going to finish it in the Bernat Baby Softy, which is the main color I'm using. So I'm going to do the ribbon on the sleeves and the ribbon at the bottom and the main body color. And then that way I can probably at least get that pop of color just down the front and along the collar. And I think that'll be fine. I just wish I had more of it because it's so pretty. And I'm trying not to buy more yarn. You guys know that. And I do have some limits. I'm doing okay. But the thing with the Karen Simply Soft is every time I buy it, it takes me forever to use up. So I would just need a little bit of it, which would mean I'd have a whole skein left over pretty much. I wish you could just go to Michael's or Joann's and buy like a few yards of the color you want. You know, like how you buy fabric or you buy ribbon at Joann's? I wish they had that for yarn too. I really do. I wish you could buy yarn by the yard so that when I have small projects where I just need a small contrast color, I could just pick up like 20 yards of it instead of buying the whole skein and having it sit around in my stash forever. I would use it. I think it's a great color for babies too because it is a darker color, but it's also kind of bright. It's got a nice shine to it. I like it for the accent with lighter pinks. I just don't have enough now to finish it, and I can't find it in the store. So that's my plan. I'm going to frog back the collar, even though it was a pain to pick up all those stitches. It takes me a while. I think in the end, it'll still look fine with the arm ribbon and the body ribbon and the baby softie. And then I also want to try to knit a little bunny and put a bell on its belly. So it's like a little rattle toy to go with it. Usually I would make a hat, but like I said, I don't have enough of that contrast color for the brim, so I don't want to do a hat. And Project Char is still up on my Ravelry group, and I still haven't gotten a chance to knit one of her little peeps. And I feel like it would be nice to do. Like, I'm really feeling knitting that bunny for to go with this, and I think it'll be in this color here. I think that would be really cute. Be a nice little play toy for a small baby. So that's my plans there. And I've also been working again on my log cabin blanket. Once again, that blue color is not blue. It's a lavender purple. It is nowhere near blue, and I don't understand why it keeps showing as blue on the screen. I mean, when I get super close, it's a little better, but it's still more blue. I don't get it. But anyways, it's the pale yellow, the pale spring green, and the lavender purple Bernat satin. I really like how it's coming out so far. And I added this yellow stripe over the past couple of nights because I've only been knitting on it a little before bed. And I have to bind off, and then I can pick up down along this side. Actually, this side. This is the side I'm going to pick up along, right here. I'm using the Log Cabin blanket by Ineska Justin. I think I said that right. Probably not. It's based off of hers. It's not exactly the same, but hers was the one I liked the best, where it's the two colors for two sides, and then you rotate through the colors. And I think hers started off with 7 as well as mine does. And then hers finishes with an I-cord binding, like an I-cord border, which I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do the I-cord border. I've never done an I-cord border, so I'm tempted to try it. But I think this would really look nice with the peacock crochet border I do on my other baby blankets. But I don't know. I will figure that out when I get to that point. So that's what I've been doing. I do really enjoy knitting on this log cabin. And I know I'm getting quite a lot of stitches. I have to pick up quite a lot of stitches, and it's probably more than or around the same amount I have to pick up on here. It just doesn't bother me as much on this, and I just find this project super relaxing, and I love knitting on it when I'm watching TV. It does take me an episode or two now to get through one stripe, which is fine. I'm in no rush to finish it. It was going to go to whoever in my knit night had a baby girl, but I don't think that's going to happen. Because there's 2 of them expecting around the same time this go-ahead, they're only like a month or 2 apart. I don't think I'll have enough time to knit them both baby blankets. So then I don't want to knit anyone else in our group a baby blanket as well. I don't think that's fair. I don't know, that sounds like playing favorites when I don't really have favorites. My knit night girls are my co-workers at work too, and I taught them how to knit, and I just adore all of them. to pieces, and I don't want anyone to be like, oh, why did she get a blanket and not me? So I think they're all going to get a baby cardigan with a hat and then some type of stuffy to go with it. That's my plan. So no baby blankets for them. So this might become a baby blanket for me or for someone in my family who has a girl. I don't know. I love the way it looks. The thing with the log cabins too is great. That's great is that if it doesn't become a baby blanket, I could always add on to it and make it a throw blanket. Because I do really like these colors together. They're just really soft, and I feel like it would be a nice blanket to have in the wintertime as a throw to add a little color to a dreary day. So I've been really enjoying that. Because I've been feeling so under the weather, my boyfriend actually bought me a t-shirt. He found it online and thought about me and decided I deserved a little something. And this is the one he bought me. Let's see if you guys can see it. It's Groot from the... Why can't I think of it now? It's Groot. Those of you who know him know where he's from, and I got Guardians of the Galaxies. There you go. I couldn't remember the name, and it's called Starry Groot, and it's a play off of Vincent Van Gogh's Starry Night, and of course Groot. I'm not a big fan of Vincent Van Gogh. Actually, I can't say that. I don't know many. I haven't looked at many of his pieces. Those that I have seen, I do like. Starry Night's my favorite. It's always been one of my favorites. I think it was middle school when I was first introduced to him. And Starry Night was one of the first paintings I saw of his, and ever since then, I have always been drawn to it. I used to have a small copy of it up on one of my walls, and my boyfriend remembered that I had it, and he knew that I liked it, so he bought me the shirt. I have another shirt that's a Starry Night background, and in the spots where there's like that little like burst of star is a Mario star, and it has his cutout on the front too. So it's part of my collection now. Maybe I can find more Starry Night t-shirts like that and get more of a collection. I don't know. I don't know how many of them they make, but there's just something about it that I find intriguing about the painting. I love the colors that he uses in it, and I love the swirl effect of all of it. There's something about it that I really, really like. And I don't think I've ever come outright and told my boyfriend it's one of my favorites until he got me the shirt. And he was like, he told me that he remembered that I used to have the painting on my wall, which I did. So that was really nice of him. And, it was a nice little surprise for me. So, yeah. And then, I completely forgot to talk to you guys about my spin-in. I did spin a little. I think last time I talked to you guys, I did show you my mango berry on the bobbin. I have since taken it off the bobbin, but I have not soaked it yet. The plan is to full it, so I want to soak it in some hot water for a little bit. Sorry guys, never mind. I just had to take a deep breath there for a second. Yeah, so the plan is I want to soak it in hot water for a bit, and then I want to shock it in the cold, and then go back to hot and cold. I'm not sure what everyone's preference is when they do full, if they do hot and cold right away back and forth, or if you guys actually soak it in the hot water first for a bit before you go back and forth and shock it. Last time I had it soaking in the hot water for a bit, and then I filled the sink up with cold water. And as I rinsed the soap from the skein, I went back and forth between the hot and the cold. And I did that until the soap seemed out of it, or at least until the color wasn't running off of it anymore. And, you know, like I roughed it up to full it, and it came out wonderful. That was the Victorian holiday colorway I did by Copper Pot Woolies, which is no longer in business. I don't have that on hand right now to show you, but this one I think I had already spun up. I haven't soaked it, so as you can see, it's still very kinky and twisty and energetic. This one was a lot easier to draft than the Victorian holiday. It wasn't compressed as much, but there are a lot more thick, thin areas in it. Because some areas were harder to draft than others, whereas with the Victorian holiday, all of it was pretty tough to draft. So it was really sticky too. This was definitely easier. So I did a little spin-in, I think last weekend. I have to say, I'm really enjoying the thick singles right now, spinning it up on my wheel. I don't have a lot of that yarn either. I have mostly sock yarn or DK weight. I don't have a lot of worsted. I don't have a lot of bulky. I don't do a lot of knitting with those weights, but I am enjoying spinning that way. It's quick. It's quick. I really enjoy how quick it spins. To be honest, I can do the 4 ounces just, you know, in a couple hours, and then it's pretty much done. I can skein it up. So I might be making more of the woolen singles. So this one I did last weekend. It's called Splash. It's also by Copper Pot Woolies, as is the Mango Berry. These two skeins and the Victorian holiday are actually the first fiber purchases I made, and that was back in May 09. I'm assuming at that point I had my wheel. I had started spinning first and quickly switched over to a wheel because I enjoyed spinning. I just didn't feel like a spindle was for me. And I did spin a full skein once on a spindle. I don't know how many ounces it is, and I don't have a picture of it because I sent it when I was finished with it. I gave it to a friend. She hasn't used it. I don't even know if she still has it. That was so long ago. But anyways, some of the first purchases I made. So this is Deep Fiber Stash, and I feel really, really good about using it. And I'm trying to spin a lot more because I really want to use up my fiber stash. Because yarn will sit really well in your stash. You guys know that, unless you get little pests. But I'm really careful about keeping cedar balls in my storage. I use plastic tubs with the lock-on lids. And then I make sure that I have sachets in there of either lavender or some cedar balls. We don't really have a pest problem at my house to begin with, but just to be on the safe side, I make sure everything is pretty tightly concealed. I do have some yarn stored in an overnight bag that has a zipper, which does have a small opening in it. That makes me a little nervous, but I make sure I have tons of cedar blocks in there so that I don't get pest. And I actually keep pretty much only acrylics in there. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to probably be having to take a few deep breaths here and there and coughing because once again, I'm having an episode where I can feel those extra heartbeats and it's a little uncomfortable. So I apologize. This one drafted really nice, guys. It wasn't as compressed as the other ones. And you can see it's more of a worsted weight. It's actually a lot more consistent than the other two I did because it did draft easier. And I wasn't sure if it was just me, like, or if it was like my fiber really was a lot more condensed than normal because I haven't spun merino by itself much. And everyone is saying that merino is super slick, right? So I found these spins to be a bit grabby, which is why I assumed they're pretty compressed. This feels amazing. It's so squishy, guys. I'm really happy with how these two came out, which is sidetracked, sorry. And I did spin merino up once on an e-spinner, and I just could not get the hang of it. I didn't particularly enjoy spinning on an e-spinner, and it was a really fine merino. So maybe superfine merino is, or superwash merino is slicker than regular merino. I don't know, non-superwash merino. But I feel like the merino is really grabby, and I thought it was just me and that the fibers were condensed. But then I watched the newest episode of the O-Snip podcast, and Christy was saying how she was spinning 100% merino that wasn't the superwash, and she said the same thing, that she felt it was grabby. And this one, like I said, was a lot easier to draft, but I still felt like it was grabby. You can definitely see it's more consistent. You can see that I have overspun areas, of course. This one has not been soaked. It has not been folded yet either. I'll probably do that this weekend. I have more merino I want to try to spin up. Like last time I talked about these, about spinning them, I mentioned I wanted to do a monster cowl, but I don't want to do just these three colors in my monster cowl. I feel like there's a lot going on with them, and I feel like I need to maybe, between each color, I should do a section of the chevron in a undyed wool. I think that'd be really nice, actually. So what I want to do now is get some, I do have plenty of undyed merino at home, because I had bought a bunch thinking I would, you know, like dye my own colors up for a bit and experiment in it, and I did for a little bit. I just don't have the space right now to be dyeing yarn or fiber anymore. And I still have all the stuff for it though, but I might as well use some of that, right? So I was thinking of spinning a bunch of that up, maybe about 8 ounces of it, so that I have plenty to go in between these three skeins. I do feel like 8 ounces would be a lot though. Maybe I'll do 6 ounces. And then do wider sections of the color and smaller sections of the undyed color, the merino. I know, yeah, I think that's what I would do. I just want a nice, like, cowl with this. And I don't know what I would use this for by itself. I guess I could do hats, but I don't wear hats often. And I'm one of those one accessory kind of girl people, so like I don't own 6 million pairs of shoes, and I wear the same pair of shoes every day usually, unless for some reason I decide to switch it up one day here and there. I have one winter jacket. I have two now because my boyfriend got tired of seeing me in the same winter jacket all the time, and he didn't like the color of it, so he bought me one this year. So I do have two that I switch between now because the new one he bought me doesn't have a hood. But I have two hats. I have one that I made and one I got in a Molly Weasley loop swap. I mainly use the one I made myself, the dark brown, and occasionally I wear the green one. But in general, I don't swap on things like that a lot, and I have one pair of mittens that I wear nonstop in the winter time. So I don't know what I would do with multiple hats. I have the winter breeze scarf that I made myself, cowl that I made myself. That's my main winter knit. And then I have that the jade shawl, which I wear a lot during the warmer weather, and I like to wear that with like a cardigan and a tank top. And then because I got a lot going on up here, most tank tops are cut, like when they fall on me, are cut kind of low, so I like to have that shawl there to cover up a little more, and I just wear it like a scarf with the point hanging down, or like a kerchief, I guess. However you wear your shawl, like that's how I wear it. I do want more shawls though that I can switch out depending on the colors I'm wearing. But as far as like winter gear and outer gear, I'm a strictly like one item kind of girl. So I don't, like I said, I don't know what I'll do with a lot of hats. So I don't know. But I would do a cowl with it, I think. So that's my plans. I do have a little enabling. I have nothing big. Outside of regular, like my regular crafting, I did make a few t-shirts. I made about 10 for work for Autism Acceptance Day, which was yesterday. And it was lighted up blue, for those of you who have heard that phrase. It's to promote autism awareness or autism acceptance, and you wear blue. Autism's, their symbol is the puzzle piece, and it's usually, like, their ribbon is made up of red, yellow, and blue puzzle pieces. So I don't have actually any shirts, which is surprising because I work in the field. I work with children who have autism, and they mean so much to me. I love what I do. I'm passionate about it. I love working with them. And before I started working with them, I did not like kids. I thought that I was going to be one of those people who just didn't have kids, who didn't want any. Because when I went out in public, I'd see these kids running around ill-behaved with ill manners, and they would annoy me, and I didn't think I liked kids until I started working with my students, and they convinced me otherwise. There is just this sweetness and this innocence to them that pulls at my heart. Yes, they have behavior. A lot of them have behaviors. They don't know how to filter their emotions, and they don't know how to express their emotions. Some of them are nonverbal, so it's really hard for them to communicate those things. So when we can vent easily, they can't. So some of them do get violent, they do get aggressive, but no matter what their behaviors are, there's still something about them that I find to be intriguing. There's that innocence to all of them, I think. And they've really proved to me that it's not kids that I don't like, but it's more their behaviors, and I do believe, they're blank slates, and they are what you make them to be, kids anyways. And my students have really meant the world to me, and I love them to pieces, and I can't believe I don't have any attire for them to promote this autism acceptance and inclusion and awareness. So I decided we sent out an email to the whole school that I work with about lighting it up blue, and I was thrilled with the outcome, guys. There were so many people participated, which was so nice. But I felt because I am a behavior therapist and I do work with these kids on a one-to-one basis that I should have something on a little more than just the blue to promote it. And I do, my work badge that I wear, the Landland on it is like the autism ribbon. So I do have that, but I didn't have anything. So I made some t-shirts. Sadly, the day I was making them, I came down with a really bad migraine and I had a few mess ups. And at the end, I didn't have enough shirts for everyone. I was one short, so I didn't keep one for myself. I did keep one that I had messed up on, and I'm hoping to salvage it, so I'll show you. So I found this logo online, and it's Autism Awareness Accept. It says accept, understand, and right there, hard to see, it says love. It's got its puzzle pieces. I love that the letters, they looked colored in. They're not fully colored in some areas. So you can't really tell until I hold it up really close. I touched it with the iron. I wasn't paying attention well enough, and I touched it with an iron. And it got wrecked, of course. What I think I'm going to do to salvage it is cut out a red felt heart and get some interface and iron the heart onto the shirt. And put it right there, because I mean, it actually might be kind of an awkward spot, but I think it would look nice, and maybe do one up here, a smaller one up here, and then a larger one down here, to try to salvage it and see if it works. I could buy more transfer paper and try to do it in the transfer paper versus the felt, but it's kind of pricey for transfer paper. I don't know. I gotta think about it. But in general, this is what our t-shirts look like. I had originally bought like a denim blue color that was like a heather colored t-shirt, and it looks so good on those shirts. This was a shirt that one of the girls I was making it for had bought. She gave me two because she wasn't sure what size she wanted to wear, and I had messed up and was I was one shirt short, so I had asked her if I could use her other size so that I'd have enough for everybody, and she said yes. So the shirt that I had bought myself, I had given to somebody else, and then this one I ended up messing up on. I feel bad about that, but hopefully I can salvage it for myself. So that was the t-shirt I made. And I didn't have one to wear yesterday, but I had a blue cardigan and a blue t-shirt I wore with some blue jeans. It just so happens that my bracelet that I wear to track my steps is blue. My ring that I always wear is blue. I got my nails specifically done for Lighted Up Blue Acceptance Awareness Day. I actually really love how they came out. My nail guy is fabulous. He hates the sparkle. So it was just a plain nail polish, blue nail polish, and I had him put this sparkle, this like confetti sparkle over it. He hates it because they don't stay on your nails well when the nail polish is wet, so it's really hard to get it on. But I like him a lot. He does a great job with my nails. And he always has nice tips for me to keep them nice, because my nails are really thin, which makes it hard to grow them out long. But I have stopped biting them, which is huge. And then last minute it was on Etsy, and I was just looking to see if they had any autism like earrings. I actually found on Pinterest. I found a pair on Pinterest. And when the link sent me to Etsy for a search, and I found these earrings instead, which I loved. And I bought them from Christina of Unique Glitter Polish on Etsy. Look at the box that it came in. I wrote that on there so that you guys could see the spelling of it and that you guys could check her out, because she doesn't have a business card or anything like that. So I wrote that on there so that I could also remember where I got it. But look at how cute the box is. She's got that glittered puzzle piece. I love it. She actually has a son who has autism, and all her proceeds from her shop go towards his medical bills that aren't covered by insurance. So I really want to promote her shop because her customer service was fantastic, and the funds, you know, go towards her son, and it's, you know, a cause that I feel strong about. So I found these earrings, and they're a bit big, but they look great. So they're blue, for lighted up blue, and they're glittered. They're a resin earring. So I love them. I didn't get to wear them to work because they actually didn't come in the mail until yesterday afternoon. So I didn't get to wear them to work yet, but I am going to for the month of April, because the whole month of April is Autism Awareness Month. And of course I'll wear them other days than just April, but I'm going to make it a point to wear them every single day in April. I did get to wear them yesterday evening, and they looked fabulous with my outfit, and they went really great with the necklace I was wearing. My friend, for Christmas, I think it was Christmas, I'm pretty sure it was Christmas, it could have been my birthday, made me a necklace. She found how to do it on Pinterest, and it's a marble that you heat up in the oven, and then you throw it into cold water, and the marble itself crackles. You can't really see it. It's got like that crackle effect, so it's not clear anymore. And then you put the top on. So I love it, and it actually matched my earrings perfectly. What I love even more is that the necklace actually looks like a light bulb upside down for lighted up blue. So it's perfect. So go check out her shop. When I first ordered these, they got to me fairly quickly because she's mailed them out on Monday. I got them on Thursday evening. What was I going to say again? Oh, check out her shop. So when I first ordered them, I ordered 2 pairs of earrings. However, excuse me for 1 second, guys. I kind of need to wipe my nose. I'm sorry. I ordered these blue ones, right? These blue puzzle pieces, but I also ordered a second pair that was in the autism colors red, blue, and yellow, and they looked great, and they were going to be for my mom. But when Christina went to package them up for me, she realized that one of them cracked, and she was super apologetic, and you know, it's not her fault. Things happen like that. She had last had them out at a craft fair, and somehow it got cracked, and she didn't notice it. So she had sent me a message, and she wanted to know whether I wanted a refund or whether I wanted a second pair of earrings still, because she would make them for me. It would just take a couple days. She would still mail everything out to me on Monday, so that in hopes that I would get it in time for Autism Acceptance Day, but she would make me a pair and send them out later. Since they were from my mom, I contacted her to see what she wanted, and she said that she had a pin she could wear for a puzzle piece pin that she could wear for yesterday, and that I should just get the refund back. So I did. So she gave me the refund in a timely manner. She was super fast about everything, and she gave me a magnet as well to make up for it. So she makes these resin magnets. It's a little like oval or square at rounded corners, and it's clear, it's white with a blue puzzle piece in the middle. And I think I'm gonna actually buy more of those magnets because I like them so much, and they are a good magnet to hold things up. We're always looking for some magnets to use on the whiteboards at work, to hold things up that the kids make, or for calendar group time and stuff like that. And I think they would make really nice gifts for the other behavior therapists that I work with. So I do want to buy more magnets. I told her to be prepared because I was going to wear them to work, and I'm sure all the ladies will love them. So she may be getting some more orders, and hopefully she does. And I hope you guys really do go check her out and support her shop, because, like I said, it goes to fund her son's medical bills. For those who don't know, individuals with autism, their medical bills are high. Like if you want to hire their bills in general, there's a lot to be paid for. If you want an advocate for your student in the school system, they cost like $150 or more for an hour. That is a lot. And it's really important you have advocates, because they really can help you making sure that your student really gets the best care they should, and the most support. I know some parents who don't have advocates, and it's really tough for them. They don't feel as included at meetings, and they don't necessarily feel as included in their students' education. So that is so pricey. And then most of the time they need outside therapies. So they need school therapies, and they need outside therapies and home care. And that is, it's pricey. They need occupational therapists, speech therapists, they need sometimes physical therapists that come and help. They sometimes need to hire behavior therapists to come to the homes for home care after or before school time. And then that's only for kids who, are going back and forth to school. Some kids have to be in residential settings. It doesn't come cheap. On top of that, a trait, well, not a trait, but a lot of individuals who have autism, like I said, can be aggressive and need protective gear so they don't injure themselves. Sometimes they have seizures, and they need a lot of testing that needs to be done. They have digestion issues. They have there's so much that they have to be tested for, and a lot of medical care is involved, and therapies, bills. It's not cheap. So please stop by and support her. She doesn't just have puzzle piece jewelry and magnets. She does have some cute other designs, like little panda bears and just different designs. So please check her out. I'm sure if there isn't something that you see in her shop, if you message her, she could probably help you out too. Like I said, her customer service was wonderful. She was super communicative, and she was really sweet to work with. I will be buying some more stuff from her. And I always try to help support as many individuals, especially shops on Etsy, that I can, especially if they're funds for like medical stuff or child care, autism. I don't necessarily always donate to autism because sometimes I'm just unsure of these big organizations and how much of those funds are actually going to help benefit people. So I'm more likely to donate to individual causes for anything in general. And her stuff is just really nice, guys. So please check her out. Please support her. The earrings came on this lovely sheet with the little puzzle piece. So that's Unique Glitter Polish at Etsy. Check her out. help support her son. She has 6 kids altogether, and one of them is on the spectrum. So I really, really think her shop is a good one to support. I think that's about it. I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about. I did my spin-in. I showed you my FOs and my works in progress. And the t-shirt I made. If you guys have any suggestions actually on what I can do to the t-shirt to help salvage it, I tried reheating that section up to see if I could flatten it out a little. It's a little rough. Do something with it, but it didn't really work. So if you have any suggestions, please shoot them my way. If you have any suggestions on what I can use these 3 skeins for other than a monster cowl, please let me know. My heart is not set on using it for the monster cowl. I just always find it hard to find patterns for hand spun yarn. I wish it was a little easier to search on Ravelry for specific things that are made or work really well with hand spun. It's not so easy. I know projects will tell you who have used hand spun, but I don't know. I have trouble finding stuff. So let me know. Shoot me a message. Share something on the forum. You know, when I post this to the group, the episode, feel free to comment on the episodes in the messages or on YouTube. I like the feedback. Sometimes it gets a little lonely. I don't know who's actually watching, so even if it's just to say, oh, great episode, or I liked your project or something like that, please feel free to write that. Any little message is really helpful for me to know what you guys like and what you guys want to see. I know a lot of you have messaged me and told me that you just really like hearing what I'm doing, which is great. Oh, I should mention, in the group, I don't know if I mentioned this yet, in the group on Wednesday, I posted a post for a giveaway. It's Autism Acceptance Giveaway. For those of you who did participate in Light It Up Blue Autism Acceptance Day on April 2nd, which is yesterday, go post in the thread. Post your images of you wearing your autism gear. Excuse me. If you have projects that you've made that are blue and, you take a picture. If you wore it on the 2nd, take a picture. I want to see this stuff. If you have anything knit with autism, accessories, whatever you did to celebrate or promote autism acceptance yesterday on the 2nd, please join in that giveaway. I don't know how long I'm going to leave it open for because it was supposed to be just a one-day giveaway. But I know not everybody has time to upload pictures right away. So I'll probably leave it open throughout the weekend. Hopefully I get this podcast up before then. So those of you who watch right away and did participate will get a chance to enter. So far we have 2 people participating, which is great. Those of you who do put a picture on the thread, you are entered for a chance to win a free pattern of your choice of $7 or less. So let me know whether you have questions or concerns, and take the chance to participate in that giveaway and join the group if you haven't, because I don't know if I mentioned, I probably did earlier on in the episode, I don't always get a chance to podcast in time. When I think about doing a knit along, and when I think about doing giveaways, I usually will post them on the forum first, on the group, to give you a little heads up if I can't mention it on the podcast in time. So check it out. I know it's not super active, but I do, it's, whenever I go into Ravelry, I always check the forums multiple times, and I have it as the first forum on my groups. So it's always there for me to check out. I check, even if you didn't respond to something I specifically posted, I always check to see if you are putting things on there. For the threads that aren't chatter threads, I make sure to like mark a love on your project or something like that, or comment on your items. I really like to see what you guys are doing, and I really appreciate the participation. So check us out. I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you guys have a great holiday. It's Easter time, so please enjoy it. Enjoy the time with your loved ones, and hopefully you guys are having nicer weather than we are. It is going to be in the 60s today, the mid 60s, and I'm super excited, only it's raining. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but we got the windows open, and it's nice to have the fresh air. Yesterday was really nice. It was like 56 degrees with the sun out. So driving home, I had my windows down. The snow is actually melting. I didn't think it was going to melt so much, but it has. It's really gone down. And we still have snow out there, some snow banks, and there are still some that are pretty big. But it's exciting. So enjoy your holiday, guys, and take it easy. Bye.